when it comes to the electronic communications, development of the informational technologies, that is very hot issue. Of course, also in our country and elsewhere. I would like to take this opportunity and pay the special tribute and the special thanks to the Council of Europe, because through their support, it was possible to start this forum. And this year also, they are very active supporters. I also would like to thank to the Czech Republic of Georgia for the support in the implementation of the action plan and supporting also many other organizations and the Association of the Telecom Operations of Georgia, because you know that their role are really very important. ICANN, PENS, and other donor organizations and the sponsors. So now in 2021, we have the hybrid, the system. My first introduction was a sort of new normal in a new reality. And of course, the hybrid format is more interesting. And I think that this forum will be very impressive with regard to the specifics of the topics of its agenda, the content, and we have already heard about a few of them. And we have here representatives from the different agencies, and I also do hope that many of our citizens have the great interest toward this type of the fora. The pandemic already showed that telecommunication field is a very strategic one, and it demonstrates that it is integral part of our life, even more integral than we used to think about it. So I would like to just say again the words of one of the British participants who said that today definition of the telecommunication services has to be changed. So it is not the standard service sphere. That is the critical infrastructure and strategic infrastructure for the country, for the state. I think that regulating the commission as the regulating body of the field, it was always clear that this is the field which really requires uninterrupted development, introduction of the state of art, the achievements, and of course, we do hope that active contribution, active participation of the different stakeholders will provide us with the better strategies and the better developments. As we have today and tomorrow, this forum, we do hope that we will be speaking about Georgia's digital hub perspectives, open the communication market, as well as the perspective of the introduction of the mobile operator, as well as the readiness for the introducing the new system, the 5G, as well as the quality of internet, the digital literacy, etc., etc. So I wish you successful today forum. Thank you again to all of you for coming and for your interest. Thank you very much, Ms. Eka. Now I would like to ask the ambassador of the Republic of the Czech Republic, Mr. Peter Mikiskas, and I would like to take this opportunity and pay the special tribute and the thanks for helping in mountainous area, especially to the families with many children. Please, Mr. Peter, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope you can.
Ძალიან დიდი მადლობა.
Deputy ministers,
ბატონო მინისტრის მოადგილე, ბატონო ეკატერინე,
my honor
მოგესალმებით ყველას. ჩემთვის დიდი პატივია, რომ მე ვესწრები ამ ფორუმის გახსნას. ეს თემა, რომელზეც თქვენ საუბრობთ და ისაუბრებთ დღეს და ხვალ უაღრესად დიდი მნიშვნელობის არის.
encouraging the memorandum.
და მე ვფიქრობ, რომ ის მემორანდუმი, რომელიც ჩვენ შორის არსებობს, კიდევ უფრო შეუწყობს ხელს ამ სფეროს განვითარებას. ჩვენ მზად ვართ, რომ კვლავ გავაგრძელოთ ის დახმარება, რომელიცაც ვეწეოდით აქამდე და ასევე უფრო მეტი ხელშეწყობის საშუალება გქონდეს ინტერნეტ მმართველობის სფეროს თვალსაზრისით. რა თქმა უნდა, სხვადასხვა ქვეყნებს აქვთ მთელი რიგი გამოცდილება, სხვადასხვა სახის მიღწევები, რომელთა გაზიარება და საქართველოს სინამდვილეზე მორგება ერთ-ერთი უმნიშვნელოვანესი ამოცანა არის. ასევე ჩვენ გვაქვს საშუალება ვნახოთ, თუ როგორ ვითარდება ინტერნეტ საზოგადოება საქართველოში და არა მხოლოდ საქართველოში, ვითარდება ინსტიტუციები, თუმცა საჭირო არის, რა თქმა უნდა, მეტი ინსტიტუციური გაძლიერება კიბერუსაფრთხოებასთან დაკავშირებით, ზოგადად ინტერნეტ უსაფრთხოებასთან დაკავშირებით, პირადი მონაცემების დაცვასთან დაკავშირებით, რომელიც ასევე აქტიურად ეხმიანება ამ საკითხს და ჩვენ მოწმენი ვართ იმ ტრანსფორმაციისა, იმ განვითარებისა, რომელიც აბსოლუტურად სახეზე არის დღეს. ჩვენი გამოცდილება გვაძლევს საშუალებას ვთქვათ, ანუ ხედულობაში მაქვს ბოლო წლების განვითარება და გამოცდილება, რომ ის სტრატეგიული მნიშვნელობა, რომელიც დღეს მიენიჭა განსაკუთრებით ამ COVID-19 ფონზე ინტერნეტს ქსელებს და მათ განვითარებას,
to eliminate the dangerous influence of some state and non-state actors. There are international platforms and fora for setting up the rules, and it's important that Georgia is included in the process of discussion and shaping of the policies. In this regard, I would like to draw the attention, among others, to Global Partnership for Artificial Intelligence that the Czech Republic became member just 2 weeks ago, and which includes all key players in this field. And this partnership is focusing on sustainable development of artificial intelligence based on human rights, inclusivity, diversity, innovations, and economic growth. These approaches need to be included in all our discussions, and I am sure that they will be part of this forum as well. Dear friends, allow me to wish you a successful debate leading to safer, reliable, and sustainable internet environment in Georgia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Mr. Peter. And now I would like to give the floor to the head of the office of the Council of Europe, the Ms. Natalia Vutova, please.
Good morning, dear participants. I hope that you hear me okay. So, I would like to welcome all the participants to today's event and to express our particular gratitude to the Ministry of Economy, to the Communication Commission and the Internet Society, as well as to the organizers for the fruitful cooperation through the many years we have had and for the organization of today's event. Particular thanks to the ambassador of the Czech Republic to Georgia for his remarks, as well as for the support of your country, Mr. Ambassador, to the Action Plan Council of Europe, Georgia, within which this event is taking place. And we would like also to express our gratitude to you for the support of this forum. So why the Council of Europe we think that this is an important event in the field of internet governance in Georgia, and that we are absolutely happy to support it. First of all, the right to access to internet was recently enshrined in the Constitution of Georgia, making Georgia one of the few countries in the world that includes this right in the Constitution. Hence, the importance Georgia attributes to the internet is evident and so right. Secondly, though we all know that ensuring internet, especially during the pandemic times, which are there to stay, which is safe and free, is at the same time a very complex task. If Georgia wants to handle this task as declared, it might wish to take decisions in the field of internet through democratic processes. This is exactly why this forum exists and these purposes this forum. It gathers public institutions, private companies, communities, universities, non-governmental organizations, as well as the general public together to enable communication, discussion, and coordination among these important actors in order to make sure that Georgians have access to a democratic and free internet. This platform is also a way to raise the importance of the internet governance in Georgia and to engage all the participants in not only meaningful discussions, but also in decisions that has to be taken with respect to the internet. At the Council of Europe, we are proud to have had the opportunity to support the establishment of this forum back in 2015, as well as further develop it until today. We have witnessed the forum to gather around 30 members by 2017, followed by hosting the European Internet Governance Dialogue in 2018 and the Youth School establishment in 2019. This brings me to another milestone, which at the Council of Europe we are very happy to facilitate in 2021. This is the Memorandum of Cooperation between the Forum and the Committee of the Economic Development of the Parliament of Georgia. It is the mandate of the latter to legislate in the field of the Internet. So I'm very happy that as from now, this important stakeholder in the field of the Internet will also join the Forum. Many thanks to the Forum members represented by Mr. Ucha Seturi and Mr. David Sungulashvili, the chair of the committee, for their readiness to sign the memorandum. I look forward to the ceremony of the signature, which will take place after the welcoming speeches, and I wish you a successful event ahead with interesting panel discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Natalia. Again, I would like to thank you very, very much for the constant support to our forum. And without your assistance, it wouldn't have been possible to achieve it. And now I would like to ask Ms. Anita Sen, who is from the United Nations, the forum, that is the please, Ms. Henriette, Global Internet Governance Forum.
Thank you very much, Ucha. I hope you can all see my screen. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's an honor to be here with you for the 7th Georgian IGF, and I really want to commend you on Georgia. As we heard from the Council of Europe, being one of the few countries that have officially recognized the right to access to the internet as being fundamental. So thank you very much for including me. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the IGF. I'm very honored to be here in the same virtual room with Ucha Seturi, who is a member of the Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group. But just to give you an overview of what will be happening at the global IGF, and I do hope you can also participate in it. I'm just trying to move my slides. Let's see if that's working. Yes. Firstly, to give you a little bit about the context of IGF 2021. Firstly, the pandemic has affected us as it has affected so many other events in the whole world. And it has changed how we've organized the IGF, and it's resulted in this hybrid format, which is challenging, but also powerful in its own way, as the representative from the Telecommunications Association said earlier. The other factor that is influencing the global IGF, but I think also regional and national IGF, such as yourselves, is this process to establish more digital cooperation that was initiated by the United Nations Secretary General, first through this roadmap for digital cooperation, and it has since continued with the nomination process closing yesterday for a new leadership panel for the IGF. The continuously expanding internet and internet governance ecosystem is also a challenge for the IGF. How does the IGF remain relevant when there are so many spaces where internet-related policy matters are being discussed? And then there's this pressure on the IGF to produce outcomes, which is also challenging because to some extent that is absolutely relevant. We have to be impact-oriented with our IG global, national, and regional, but we also have to value dialogue and engagement across stakeholder groups as something of value in itself. The goals of the IGF is to be inclusive, to be relevant, and to always remain community-driven. That bottom-up aspect of the IGF is a very important part of the IGF's characteristics. Can you hear me, by the way? I hear a little bit of noise. You can hear me clearly. Good. Then next on the horizon is this new leadership panel that's going to change the IGF. I hope that Georgians remain interested and participate and follow this new process. It will be a new structure made up of leaders from government, civil society, and business, and the technical community that participates in the IGF. And then very importantly, IGF renewal in 2025. But let me move on. I think the thing about the IGF that's extremely important is to understand that it's no longer just an event. It has intersessional, as we refer to it, modalities where people work in communities of interest and practice throughout the year to do research, to develop solutions to specific problems. And I won't dwell on all of them, but we have one on cybersecurity, which is looking at cyber norms and how cyber norms can be developed and implemented effectively. We have a policy network on universal and meaningful access. We also have the extended network of IGF national and regional forums and youth IGFs. And there are now around 140 around the world. Somewhere in there is Georgia. So it's very good to be in this Georgian IGF because it just demonstrates how people are taking this modality and using it at a national level to create more meaningful collaboration between different institutions and stakeholders. The 16th IGF will consist of this hybrid event. It will have more than 200 sessions in Katowice in Poland. It's being hosted by the government of Poland. It has a high-level track, a parliamentary track. We're trying to involve national policymakers more in the process, and a youth track. There'll be an IGF village, and there'll be remote hubs and various social events. I will move on and just talk about the hybrid participation. The IGF will be hosted fully online. In other words, even people that are face-to-face in Katowice participating will also have access to Zoom, the platform that we will use, and we'll experiment with that way of giving everyone a level playing field. So everyone who's on site will also be online, and everyone who's online, obviously, will be online. And just before I close, just to mention some of the issues, because I think some of these are also of relevance to you. The content of IGF 2021 was developed by the MAG, the Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group, based on input from the community. And the two main themes are universal access and meaningful connectivity, and economic and social inclusion and human rights. And the other cross-cutting themes are trust, security, stability, inclusive internet governance, environmental sustainability and climate change, and then emerging regulation and market structure. It's extremely important that as there is a move towards more regulation of the internet, that there's more discussion about how that regulation should take place, what its impact should be. I'm very sorry that my presentation is displaying in such a terrible way. I'm not sure why. But just to invite you to attend the event, there'll be lots of different activities. There'll be cultural activities, and you can participate online. As I said, you can also follow IGF sessions via YouTube on the IGF YouTube channel. So please visit the website, register, and I look forward to your participation. And I want to close by really just wishing you a very successful Georgian IGF and to commend you for bringing together people from key institutions like the telecom sector, from regulators, from government, to talk about the internet in a way that's meaningful to you. These IGFs at national level create lasting relationships that I think creates a much more solid foundation for internet-related policy in Georgia, but also for implementation. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I look forward to seeing you at the Global IGF.
Thank you very much for this very important intervention and for our support. And now I would like to give the floor to the the president of the Internet Society, who is the supporter of our the forum. We started this cooperation together with the Ministry of Economy, and I would like to thank her for two very important projects. And now I would like to give the floor to Jane. Jane, please.
Thank you, Ucha, and hello to all. I'd like to thank the Ministry of Economy, the Ministry of Communications, the Georgian Communications Commission, and all other organizers of the 7th IGF in Tbilisi. I was there in 2019 to see one of the kickoffs with Ucha and others, and I want to just say that it has been such a pleasure to see the changes in Georgia with respect to connectivity. You have been very creative, innovative, and you've led the way to show other countries how you can bring in community networks, build a bigger community, and be very inclusive. And you're looking at ways to provide connectivity in the high mountain regions and the rural remote areas that we have been talking about with you, and we've been promoting, and other people have been asking us about Georgia. They've said, wow, look at what the Georgians have done. We've said, yes, they've looked at spectrum, they've changed licensing, they've opened up the way they provide connectivity. And as Henriette was saying, if we're looking at the path to universal connectivity in the world, Georgia has shown the world that there is a way to include access in its constitution, to change the way people are getting connected. As Ucha knows well, and others on this call, I'm a big fan of community networks, but I also am a big advocate, and I'm keen to see connectivity in any form, in any way, creative way. And I think that we've seen during the pandemic how important the internet and connectivity was. It was our lifeline. It was an economic, social, educational way that we could connect. And I'm talking to you now from the United States, where I haven't been able to travel, and Ucha knows I'd rather be there with you in person in Tbilisi, and maybe again someday when all of this is over. But the Internet Governance Forum has been a key way for all of us to connect, to build a bigger community, as Henriette has said. And thank you to Henriette and some of her colleagues at APC, because they've been such great partners as well, and keen advocates of connectivity, inclusion, digital equity, and many other issues related to governance. We're big fans of the Internet Governance Forum. We hope to see people online there as well, and just put in a pitch for people to participate. We really do need an inclusive way for anyone to have the ability to access the internet for economic and social development. I just want to highlight the fact that, again, Georgia has been a leader, and we often talk about Georgia again with the changes you've made to spectrum allocation, the way you've looked at community networks, and congratulations to all the partners working with the ministry, the regulator, the Economic Council that is looking at better development in the regions. It has been a pleasure to see how much change has taken place in the country. And I just want to also say that you've shown other countries that innovative financing through small startup funding can help lead the path forward to more change. And I just want to tell you how happy the Internet Society has been to be a participant with you and to build out that connectivity. I do want to mention the importance of partnership. It's something that Henriette also touched upon. The Internet Society as a partner never wants to be a single point of failure. We always believe in bringing in more partners. And so I think you've also shown the way there, Ucha, with the community. And we just want to thank you again for hosting this event. We wish you the best for the next couple days, and we can only look forward to more great news coming out of Georgia. Thank you very much.
Jane,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jane. I understand it's very, very early morning in the United States, and thank you so much for that. And also, I wish to thank many of our other supporters who unfortunately were missing today because of the different restrictions, especially two major participants, Rai Pensis and ICANN, who play a great role in internet governance, but unfortunately they couldn't hook up today. They couldn't join today, but they are our supporters. They were working with them, and on behalf of all the forum members, thank you so much. And I truly apologize for this type of connectivity. Or and now I'd like to give the floor to Mrs. Eka Sepashvili, Deputy the Speaker of the Parliament. Please, Mrs. Eka. Yes, thank you very much. I first of all wish to express acknowledgements to the organizers of this conference, this forum. And many of my thanks also goes to the Council of Europe that supported the Internet Governance Forum in Georgia. Development and facilitation of internet governance in Georgia is extremely important. As you know, a memorandum is upcoming to be signed between the Parliament Committee on Economic Issues will also be a co-signer for the memorandum to further internet connectivity in Georgia. Internet is one of the major, I would say, aspects of our modern life, and the Georgian Parliament wants to play a role so that we're able to, I would say, catch up with the challenges, with the modern challenges, because we as Parliament may be called on to form the policy and to keep up with the changes. And of course, the Parliament is going to be part of all those developments. We'll be signing the memorandum of cooperation on the side of the Parliament, and we'll have the chance to. This will enable us to be part of various discussions taking place within this forum. And we'll be working with the global players such as the Global Internet Governance Forum, European and Eastern European Internet Governance Forums. This will enable the Parliament to, stick by the principles such as and work on issues such as openness, security, safety, and so on. I wish all the luck to the participants and the organizers of the conference during these days, and I'll join you with a speech at 3 o'clock concerned with my speech on disinformation or fake information.